Head Coach Brandon Miller, Kyle Marshall, and Kellen Dunham with us. Coach, if you could give us your opening thoughts, and we'll open up for questions.
Today I thought we were ready to play. We had a number of different guys step up in the game and played a really good basketball game for about 25 minutes, 26 minutes. For 14 minutes, we have a lot to improve on. We'll watch a little film. I do think part of that had a little to do with the score. I think we exhaled a little bit once we got up. But for the first 26 minutes of the game, we put together a lot of positive possessions. We played really good basketball. Kellen on the offensive end, I thought Khyle, really produced. They were efficient in terms of what they were trying to do. In the first half, I also thought we had a number of different guys come off the bench and give us a lift to basically have a very good first half in terms of our total team and how we played. But it's a good basketball game. We're happy with the win, and we'll move on.
Kyle, you guys weren't playing that great offensively in the first half early on. What's it like to have a shooter like Kellen who can just get hot and just change the course of the game with a couple threes?
It's a sense of relief to know, like, if we're in a slump, we have a guy like Kellen to knock down a big shot, just to get our energy back. Because it's pretty hard to bounce back when you know you're going in an offensive slump and the team's going on a run. But with guys like Kellen knocking out a big shot, it puts a whole lot of life back in our offense.
How scored you all kind of on your bench points, 25 to 14? Were you happy with your bench play? Would you like to see more out of them? And what was kind of, I know Elijah's been pretty well off the bench previously.
I thought we had a number of guys play well off the bench. I thought Andrew was very good in terms of his role. Maybe it didn't show up on the stat sheet, but he came in, he played hard. He did his job. I thought Rene Castro was very good off the bench. I thought Jackson did his job. And necessarily doesn't mean our bench didn't play well when we don't score points. We all have roles and we all add to the game in our own way. But overall, I was happy with our bench. I thought when we made the run late in the second half, we had some guys off the bench playing during that run. Kellen and Khyle produced and put points on the board, but we had a number of different guys play well and doing what they needed to do.
How much does the last 14 minutes worry you, Brandon? 17 turnovers, a lot of those were in that span. Turnovers has been one of your best attributes to the team this season. What did you see in terms of moving forward, what you need to fix?
Yeah, I was disappointed with our overall play in the last 14 minutes of the game. I told our team it's a learning experience. We were up 29 points. I thought we took a deep breath and we relaxed. And when you relax and you don't play Butler basketball, you don't play what we practice, you go outside of that, you're not going to look good when you do that. How concerned I am, not concerned. I do think we need to learn from it. If you're up 29 points, you have a large lead. We need to handle that situation differently than the way we handled it today. But I'm more happy with being up 29 points and the way our guys played to put us in position to be able to have that lead.
Kellen, are you ever surprised at how open you are sometimes when you have to be there? First thing on the scouting report, don't let this guy shoot, and then you find yourself open for three a couple times early on. It's just got to be pretty rare for you.
Yeah, I think a lot of it goes to just Coach Miller says he kind of sees what players are going to bring as far as attributes that might open things up for me. Maybe they got to guard Khyle a little bit harder on the back screen or something like that. That'll open things up for me, and that's just a compliment to him and the coaching staff drawing up the plays.
Could you walk us through that three-pointer before the buzzer at halftime? Was that the play that was drawn up? 35 feet three-pointer?
Yeah, basically I just cut to the ball, and Khyle was going to set a screen if whoever was following me. And they threw a little trap. I don't know, I had two guys run at me, and I just figured 2 joules right, heave it up, hopefully it goes in.
Coach, when you were up big in there in the second half early on. You did bring quite a few guys off the bench early. Is that something that you like to do, or something you've been taught through that or somebody else?
No, I think we have a number of different guys who practiced really well this week. We had very good practices. We had time where we could do a number of different things in practice. We had individuals who practiced well and felt in the game that we could reward them for the way they practiced. And I thought a number of different guys, again, contributed, especially in the first half off the bench. And it was good to see that. It was good to see, guys, give their positive, put their positive spin in terms of, what we were trying to do in the first half. So yeah, it was good in terms of being able to reward some guys and get them some minutes.
It seemed like there was quite a few of the shots early falling short, both from the field and the line. Was fatigue a problem or anything with the recent traveling or anything?
No, I don't think so. We had a little fatigue in terms of when we first got back. I thought the beginning of the game, we had some shots that we normally would make, and we just didn't make them. There was a point in time at the very beginning, we took some contested looks, but once we got going, we had some good shots. Percentage didn't indicate the looks that we were getting. And as we continued on throughout the game, we started making the shots that we missed early on.
Coach, you were able to shut down Troy Huff pretty well in the first half, but he got going a little bit there in the second. Anything changed for you guys defensively on him, or is it just him being more aggressive and making some things happen?
He scored some points during that stretch when we got up and we relaxed, and then he got going during that time. But he scored a number of different points in transition, and that's when they got us. We relaxed. We didn't have great floor balance with about 10 minutes to go, and they got on a run and put it then into our lead by getting out in transition. And he was very good in transition when our defense wasn't set.
Kellen, the crowd seemed like they weren't really into the game. I mean, it wasn't a huge crowd as standard here because of the weather and other things going on downtown. How big was it for that alley-oop and that crowd to kind of get behind you guys there in that first half?
Well, I think that they were so disappointed with my first attempt that anything close to the basket they were getting ready to cheer for. So Khyle made just an absolutely wonderful play. I threw another terrible one. He's so athletic, he went up and dunked anyway. So I thought that brought a little spark, and Khyle tends to do that. He brings a little bit of energy to how he plays. So.
Anything else for Coach or the players? Thanks, guys.